Hi, my name is Kyle Fletcher. I'm the VP of Delivery at Peak Sales Recruiting. I've been here for over 6 years now. It's certainly been an interesting and unique year, given all the circumstances and everything that's going on in the world today. However, there are still tons of organizations out there that are in hyper growth mode, in which they're building out their sales organizations. What I'd like to talk to you today about is best practices of hiring remotely. You want to make sure that it's not awkward, right? So the best you can be in terms of being engaged on interviewing individuals, being on video, trying to be yourself, as well as keeping in mind your surroundings. Everybody understands and been in situations where kids are crying and dogs are barking. That's just the world we live in today. It's become almost the new norm. Do your best in trying to limit those. If you're an employer, be understanding that many individuals are stuck at home and may not have a dedicated work office or workspace. If you're an employee or a prospective interviewee, make sure that you make that aware. Come out on the front end, just be yourself and explain what you've got going on, because likely on the other end of the line or the video call, they're facing very similar circumstances as well. Our current customers have transformed their sales organizations to working remotely. A lot of them have also transformed to have a workforce that is entirely remote or closes deals in an inside fashion. So when evaluating talent, you want to make sure that individuals are comfortable with that. They understand the expectations that are going to be required of them in the role. And how you can evaluate talent is based on their previous experience. Have they been in a situation previously or a role that required them to work in a very similar manner that you're expecting them to work in? So have they shown a track record of success of working remotely, being held accountable in a remote environment, and looking for somebody who's been there, done that, so to speak? You want to make sure that as a potential employer of choice, that you're setting up your potential hire for success. An internal audit of, do you have all the proper support to make sure that this individual can be successful in a remote environment? Are there other individuals that have been working remotely over the past year and understand the challenges and struggles that they may have faced, and to be able to arm this new hire with all of the tools, processes, and other supporting information to make sure that they feel a part of the team immediately and will ramp up quickly. Oftentimes, new hires, they don't know anybody that work at your current organization, so they may feel completely isolated, especially if they are coming over from another organization and are expected to work remotely. It's important you do small things like team lunches or cadence of meetings to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Assigning a mentor to make sure that they're touching, base on a bi-daily or even daily basis to make sure that, they feel comfortable. We've been fortunate to be in growth mode as well. So hiring remotely is something that I'm dealing with on an ongoing basis. We've been able to onboard a bunch of new recruiters in 2021. Tips and tricks that I would encourage you to leverage as well is, on day one, make sure you've got a scheduled meeting right in the morning, and with a meeting invite. Your new hire needs to know exactly what they're doing, who the points of contact are, if they've got any challenges or issues. And you want to make sure that you've got a full onboarding program that is scheduled. So it's really important that somebody in their first few weeks settles in, is that they're extremely busy. You want to make sure that there's very little time that is not scheduled, or that they find themselves lost in terms of looking for things to do. The thing that we do on our first day is an employee virtual lunch. So scheduling it with a mentor, especially if it's somebody who's been in a similar position or has held that role or is in the same position, it gives them a sense of comfortability of being accepted right away and having a go-to individual to ping questions off of, as well as a direct manager. Probably like a few key takeaways. I think being a part of the team is extremely important and vital in the first couple of weeks. How happy an individual is, right? So a lot of people don't take into consideration when somebody's evaluating a new opportunity, it's a huge life decision for them, right? And you want to make sure in the first week or two that somebody feels not only comfortable with it, but is excited about the opportunity.